this webinar or workshop. So from now we are recording also the workshop. So my name is Zsófi Perényi and I'm from Hungary. I work for an NGO which is called Association of Conscious Consumers. And I'm also a special envoy of URGENCI. I'm working on education and supporting the international committee with this topic. And we have two guests here today. I would like to ask Monika to introduce herself first.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Monika Onyszkiewicz from Polish ecological foundation called FAIR as a short name, but it's a Foundation for Sustainable Development. And we are this year 30 years old organization, and now we are focusing on building food communities mainly within urban area. And today I will present something we have done in a frame of Food&More project.
Thank you. And Sharka, can you also introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Sharka and I work for AMPI, which is Association of Local Food Initiatives in Czech Republic in Central Europe. And first CSA here was founded in 2009, and in 2014 our organization was developed, created, because we are umbrella organization for developing CSAs here, and currently our challenge and our main topic is how to establish a CSA network here. We call it CSA Coalition, and it's a really big challenge for us to network all of these communities. Currently there are about 80 CSAs and 30 farms are CSAs farms. So we want to push movement here next year. And I will share how Food&More help us in developing our movement, because it really helped us, and we also can show impact. Today I have really nice story that these projects are really valuable and can bring a lot.
Thank you. Okay. Just a minute, I have a technical issue. But maybe Wojtek can help me because he is also there with us. Yes. To have on the workshop. So the interpretation needs to be organized. I just copy you, Wojtek, the message. Okay. So yes, we are really happy that you joined here, and a little bit of background of our project and our educational program. Our countries are really close to each other. We are here in Central Eastern Europe, and we could realize that our not just historical but cultural background is quite the same. And you know, we started the CSA in around 2009-10, so the movements are really young. And what we could identify that we have some really engaged farmers and coordinators or consumers. We can call them food citizens, so those people who would like to support food communities or CSAs, but it's a challenge for us. People just don't have experience in volunteering. They don't know how to support a farmer. And actually what is missing is the experience of building communities and working together in communities. So in these 3 countries, we decided that we need to work on this topic because our farmers are getting tired. They do the farming, but they are the ones who are organizing the CSA communities. So we definitely need more consumers who can support them, and we need to motivate them to support our food communities. So this was the background, and then we started to think about an educational program, and of course invited URGENCI, as URGENCI has members who are well experienced or who has knowledge on this field. So that is why we started to have this cooperation together. And yes, I just try to share my screen. This is an English presentation, but I will explain you everything. So we started a project 2 years ago, which aims to support the education on food citizens in Europe. And we have 4 partner organizations, as I explained: Hungary, Czech Republic, and Poland, and the International Network of URGENCI. And actually in the European Union, we have a fund for this kind of educational project, which is called Erasmus+. So because of that, our work can be financed, which is really important part of our cooperation. We have more educational elements in the training program. The first, of course, the training itself. So we organized non-formal trainings for food citizens, and at the moment we are preparing the training plan, trainer's guide, and the working book in 4 languages. So these will be available in English, Czech, Hungarian, and Polish. And soon, hopefully, you can reach these materials on the hub and on URGENCI website. And what we did after the COVID situation, that this year we could organize personal training events in these 3 countries. But which was really interesting, finally we worked with different target groups and different members of CSA communities. So in Hungary, we worked with 1 CSA community, and we tried to help them to form a real working community. In Poland, mainly food activists and coordinators and food cooperative members joined, and also in Czech Republic, coordinators and engaged members joined to these training events. We also prepared the toolkit for food citizens. We can share these materials with you. We identify key topics which could be important for the consumers of these communities. So for example, in a really short or really easy to understand way, and on in some information materials, we explain them what is solidarity, why seasonality is important, who are the key actors of these food communities, how they can support our networks or organizations. So these are really basic but key topics which could help to strengthen our food communities. And also we produced 2 short films and presentations which can be used within the food communities. And all of these are summarized in a methodology guide. So if coordinator or someone who would like to organize a food community is interested how he or she can use these materials, they can use the guide, and it can help them to to adapt these materials to their needs. Soon, we will have an e-learning course, and I really hope that you will join us. This will be an English learning course, and we work on that with Samuel and Natalie from URGENCI. We will use these 12 topics, and it will be a 4 or 5 weeks long learning course when everyone who is interested in food communities and how to help food communities to be more active, or how we can build together good working communities, can join, and we can learn about these topics, and also we can share the experiences. We plan this online course for end of this year. So hopefully in December, we will start, end of November or December, but we will inform you about this. And we try to also include mentoring in our program. In a way, it's important for our staff members, so we can learn from more experienced countries, but also it's really important that we can work together with the members of food communities. They can discuss the challenges with us. We can share the experiences also on national and international level, and we organize also webinars. Probably you could participate on some URGENCI webinars, which happened from May or from April to June, and now we will have some national webinars too. So this is really shortly about our project, but of course you can ask questions soon, but first I ask my colleagues Monica and Sharka to explain what happened in their countries on the training events and what are their experiences. So I don't know who would like to start.
I can start just as a beginning, or maybe you, Sharka, would like to start. Okay. Good. So I would like to share with you how it looks like to organize 3 days training for Polish food coordinators, food community coordinators, and activists, because even though we had the same task to do in Hungary or Czech Republic and in Poland, so we led this training in different way, adapting to our needs and adapting to our just the circumstances in which we are living. And I will maybe show you, I will depict you how it looks like in Poland, sharing with you some of the picture we've been taken during the meeting. And can I share my screen? I think so. So just a minute. Well, when I will find it, and I will tell you a little bit how it was, because we used to have the common plan for our training, and then when I say we, it means we as a project team, so the Hungarian and Czech and Polish team. And okay, here it is. Okay, yes, so I have it. My yeah. Okay, sure. Good. So maybe I will just start with this short, very brief film, because the training, 3 days training, was in Birds Valley. So this is the name of the place where the training were held. It's near Wrocław. Wrocław is it's a Lower Silesia capital, and the place is on the one hand quite picturesque because it's really in beautiful surroundings, but also it's a place where the local food community is growing, and also where the local food community is very active because of the place was chosen not by chance, but it was chosen very consciously. The idea was to meet in a place where we can have a good, let's say, good energy, understanding that in a way that we can have we can have a space for us. Our group was like 12 or 15, yes, 15 person in total. So we were initiating by a council, by sitting in a round in a council, and it was also a way to communicate and a way to starting and finishing and ending the day. And the formal program, so the idea to share who we are as a food community, how do we perceive our group, how do we what are our plans to develop. We were like talking about that also in a place where the food plays a special role. And as you may see, everything plays a huge role. So the place, so the food as well, and also the way we were spending these 3 days together. And it was not an ordinary training, because we were proposing some kind of a activity that were not only a tool, but also a way to gather, to grasp our as a group of people, and to create some sort of a network between us, because most of us, we were already know each other, but not all of us, not all of the people taking part in that meeting. And what was very good thing that we introduced in our program, what was not involved in Czech or in Hungarian one, even though this tool or this plan in program was leading to that consolidation of a group. So one thing was the exercise or workshop, let's say, with the help of Lego pieces, Lego play blocks, and it was like using this small part of place to depict our food community. And initially, when we were talking about the plan and about this part of a program, because I've never taken part in that kind of an activity, I didn't thought that it could work with an adult. But at the end, it happens that everybody involved in that activity has this moment of reflection. What food community, its own food community, looks like, and what this food community could be, let's say, could have the potential to be developed, or also has the risk around it. And so I'm very happy to have that part of a program, because it was very reflective, and it was very unusual part during the adult training program. So this serious play, the legal serious play, we were inspiring by that method, legal serious plays. I know that it's used among different workshops and different adult groups, but I was for the first time experiencing that with my colleagues, and that works very, very well. The other part of our training, which I think could be introduced as a constant place, as a constant point during the program, was a walk. So the way that initially it was just a break, like 1 hour break during our training. It was the beginning of June, so the best time, I think, in Poland during whole year to go outside, and as the nature outside is just boosting at that moment. We went for short walk, see the surroundings, just the surroundings, neighborhoods of a place, because the initial idea for that walk was just to see where we are as a group of where the training is held, where we provide the training, and just to present it that we are not working in a vacuum. So if we are talking about building food community or just building community, it's also important to know better and to take into account where we are living, what are our neighbors, what are the nature around us. And if I would like to describe what about was the discussion during this, I think, 2 hours walk, there was nothing special, nothing very important. But at the end, when we make some sort of a sum up, some sort of a reflection at the end of the trainings, 3 days long training, it came out that for the participants, this part of a training, so the collective walk in the nature, with no plans, because we were wandering like from one point to another. If you see here this photo, so on the first plan is Darek. This is the host.
Can you make the photos bigger, Monica, because we
Yes.
see the folder? So
okay, it's still a small one.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
maybe you can stop screen sharing and start again to choose the right window.
Yes, I can try it. Yes. Stop sharing, and now I try to do it. Okay.
Okay.
Is it better?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. So on the first plan, this is Darek, and I told to him, just take us for the short walk, just going around your house, around your place where you are living, and showing us what are your neighbors, also counting people, like plant, animal, just the nature. And at the end, it was like 2 hours long walk, and this common experience to be together and just in the nature was the best, I think, experience during this 3-day long training. But it could seem a little bit funny, or it could be just like, okay, maybe the merit thing wasn't so attractive or so important. But I would say that the total, like the merit content and the experience was that make that training so successful among the participants. So at the end they said, yes, it was something exceptional for us to take part into this 3 days long training. So the contact with the nature and the opportunity to be together, like sharing food together, sharing our experience, and sharing also our private, a little bit a private life. Yes, so this some pictures from the surroundings nature. And also what was good for that training, that we as I said initially, we were choosing the place for training very, very carefully and with pretty high conscience that it shouldn't be something just chosen by chance, but it must be something that will be the examples itself. And the Birds Valley is also very known in the region, and I think in the Poland as well, as the first House of Seeds, the grassroots initiative House of Seeds, where the people are collecting local seeds in the sake of the common threshold, as a common treasure. So here you have this small place devoted for that activity, and examples of seeds that they are collecting, and they try to keep it in the best way it's possible. Yes, and I had also, maybe it was here, the picture of a okay, here, no, yes, so what just as a sum up, what I would say concerning the 3 days long training in Poland, what was the core of the success? It was the first thing, the good choice of place, which was not anonymous, but something that by itself is an example. The second thing, combination of merit content, so working about the merit content, like the things that we need as a community, the things that we can share among us, and just the revision, what are our opportunity to build up and to boost our food community in our region. And the last thing would be that the common experience. And now we would like to organize as well, not even would like, but we will organize also the Central Eastern European meeting for food communities also in that village, but this time it wouldn't be only in Birds Valley House, but also in surroundings to others places. So it will cover more village, and it will invite people from the region and also from whole Poland. And by that way, it's also supporting the local food communities, like the food communities that are in region, just to go there, organizing event, and not inviting them to the cities, even when it's quite a little bit, even if it's a little bit tougher to organize and to host all of the people. So these were our experience from Poland, and maybe I could give you awards to Sharka, and I think that would be the best thing to ask question if you have any after our two presentation.
Yes, thanks, Monica. And it's really important that still you can register for the Central European meeting. So if we have some participants who live in Europe and who are interested to come and share experiences with us, then it's possible. We plan it from 12th to 14th November. And the traveling cost and the accommodation is financed also from the project. So just write to Monica or Jocelyn from URGENCI, because there is the possibility for some international participants to join us.
Yes,
Okay,
just
yeah.
one word. I will put in the chat the shortcut for the information about the meeting, so you could see what it is, this meeting in the middle of November, and there you have also the contact. Who should you contact to take part into Central and Eastern European meeting for food communities? So,
yeah, Christoph just asked about it, so please share the link. Yes, but we have here Sharka, who will share with us the experiences from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, hello. I don't want to talk in detail only about our training, which was really great, but I want to show you different activities that happened during last 2 years within this project, because it's really helped us to push communication in our network and to connect people, to encourage experience sharing. So I will show you what happened, and I will just yeah. There is slideshow for from many activities that happens, because we had personal meetings, person training events. But in the beginning, last year, a very important point was that we established our CSA coalition Facebook group as a new channel, and it's in fact it's a part of our how to say, yeah, mentoring activities within the project. And currently in a group there is about 400 people, and now every day new people want to join, which is great. And they really share their experience, they ask for questions. Sometimes, for example, today there is discussion with farmers among several people whether it's important to be certified organic or not in communities, and it's quite a huge topic, and I see that how many people join to this discussion. And so if you want to encourage communication in your network, I really we have really good experience with CSA, the Facebook group. Then we started to send newsletter to our CSA key people, I mean coordinators and farmers. We have an email list, 200 emails, and we have quite high open rate. About 60% of them, they really read this newsletter. We send them information from several levels in CSA movement. We share personal stories from communities. We also invite them for meetings, for trainings, and we started to talk more about international level urgency, because people, they don't know that there is urgency, there is something international movement. So now it helped us to talk about this and why it is important. We didn't plan it in the beginning during the project, but because of COVID, it encouraged us to create webinars, and thanks to URGENCI, because URGENCI also inspired us to how to create webinars. So finally, this year we arranged 10 webinars, and every webinar was on different topic. For example, how to coordinate CSA, how to prepare CSA for season, CSA in practice, how to establish food co-op, also about PGS, participative guaranteed systems, how to collaborate among communities, and every webinar is attended by from 20 to 40 participants. We also make recordings from these webinars. We put it to our YouTube channel, and then we share it across all the networks. So we have a lot of video materials from this activity. In the beginning of the year, we also open our mentoring group for CSA beginners. We have about 12 people there, CSA farmers or CSA coordinators or food citizens who want to establish their own community. Then we have 2 training events. You can see photographs from that event that was in June in one great farm. There were about 20 key CSA coordinators, farmers, but also people from other communities, not food communities, but people from other communities that are interested in CSAs, and it was really great. And the topic of the event was how to form viable communities. And in program, we started with the topic, my role in community and leadership. It was great opportunity to be there in that farm, because people from that farm, they use horses for education, and they did for us lesson how to learn from being with horses and with bees. And it was really great how you can learn from being in nature and from being with animals. Then we have another training. You can see there, it's a dragon dreaming. It's a method of design project, and thanks to webinar in URGENCI, we have found that this method exists. So we want to explore this method. We found in Czech Republic 2 people that they are skillful in this method, and we prepared one day seminar for CSA coordinators to show what dragon dreaming is and how can they use it in their communities. And we want to continue with this next year, because we have found that this is suitable method for CSAs that could be applicable. If you are interested in dragon dreaming, I will send you link to website. There are 2 websites, dragondreaming.org, and then another, I will send it to you. And finally, we have national dissemination event last weekend, 2 days, and it was just great. I feel that finally our national network will will be formalized probably next year. We talk a lot about it with my daughter. She said that that our oven has broken up. So these are pictures from activities that that happened, and also we did a lot of meetings in farm. We visited about 5 farms, and it helped us to find a farm that now wants to create their own CSAs, and yeah. So it's all. I don't want to talk too much.
Thank you, Sharka. Can you just stop the screen sharing? And finally, our experiences from Hungary, I will be really short because we need time for discussion as well. But yes, we have also some experiences, and it just happened last weekend. So it was a really challenging way how we could find the community. We started to work, and the people who joined to our training. So as I explained at the beginning, here in Hungary, we decided that we work with one CSA community, and we try to have them to be well functioning, try to have them to solve several problems and questions. And well, first I share one photo because I think this shows what happened. So we had many discussions with the farmers who are really tired, not just because it's the evening, because they started at 2012, and now they have a really nice farm. It's close to the Slovakian border. It's 2 or 3, I think 3 hectare big farm. They operate based on permaculture, and they have a really nice community of 53 families. But what they could feel that they do their best. They produce really good quality vegetables. They do everything for permaculture, but the members are not really taking part of the community life, and they started to feel that it's too much for them, and that is why we decided to go there and have them to solve this problem. And actually we try to also organize a 3 days long training event during the summer, but it also couldn't happen because there were not enough families who joined us. So we were quite disappointed, and we didn't know what to do. But finally, last weekend, here is the farm. So you can see it's a really nice place close to a river. So finally, last weekend, 15 person joined from the community, and it was a really special moment because we could really feel that the farmers got back the energy, and we could discuss many questions and issues together. And we hope that the members are motivated enough to continue this work. But what I really think that this process and the development of the training showed us that this is a really difficult topic, and we should not lose our energy, because when they joined, then it turned out that they are happy to help, and they know that what's happening now, it's not good for the farmers. Most of them said that they are ready to pay more, and I think almost all of them said that they would like to join to the farm works and they would like to help more to the farmers. And what was really nice, finally we had a 2 days long training event this weekend that we could talk about difficult questions as well, and the farmers were honest, and they shared their problems, and members could ask them. So we could really feel the trust and the solidarity within the community. So we had the planning, and we started to share the community activities, and also discuss how they can involve the members who didn't come to the meeting. But yes, it was not easy. And actually at the moment we are working on summarizing the experiences, and we would like to visit other communities as well, because this could be useful also for them. So these were our experiences. And if you have any questions, now we have time to discuss them. And you can just use your camera if you would like to ask something. Or if you have any comments or experiences, what you would like to share with us, that would be also interesting. Christoph?
Yeah, I have one question, especially in Poland, because no, sorry, in the Czech Republic, because you mentioned so many different projects that you have done and things you have achieved, and especially that you reached actually a lot of people. And I was just wondering how you got the word out there about what you're doing and what you're offering. How did you get to the people that they know about it?
Yeah, all these activities that I talked about, they are part of Food&More project. Thanks to Food&More project, we were able to experiment with these activities. And in Czech Republic, there are about 80 CSA groups that are mapped. Or maybe there are some that we don't know them. Fortunately, we have a map here, which is a great tool how to connect consumers with farmers and communities. And usually it's a first step how they find their community. If somebody asks us, okay, it's CSA, it's great, and how can I join? We send them to the map, look at the map, and find if there is community near your locality. And we have emails for CSA coordinators and farmers. Fortunately, we don't have direct emails to shareholders, which is really a challenge for us how to reach them. So now we try different communication channels, how to show them that there is national CSA network and there is AMPI, because they don't know that. So we tried newsletter, emails, social networks, Facebook, webinars.
Okay. But also the mapping that was there already before you started the Food&More project, and but still there is no formal network in.
No, yes, still there is no formal network, and in fact, this is our third Erasmus Plus project together with TVE. First, in the beginning, it was be part of CSA that helped us to show that it was the first project, and it really opened the opportunity to build CSA network here. Then we continue with solid base, and now with Food&More, yeah, it's like Lego. So thanks for this. Thanks for URGENCI, because yeah, it push our CSAs here, not only CSAs but food communities. And thanks to these projects, we did 3 surveys last year. So thanks to that, we have we know quite in detail where communities is, how many people are involved, what is their motivation.
Any more questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a comment that that farm in Hungary, it's a beautiful place. It's a really beautiful place.
It's really, it's a miracle, and that's why it was really sad that they feel that the community cannot have them and they lost their energy. So we really hope that this weekend have them, and now we will continue with the mentoring, so we will be there. And I hope the members will also realize how important to support this farm. Yes, because if you don't have any more questions or comments, we thought that maybe we can talk a bit about the future. So it's still a question how we can continue this work and with whom we can work together, or with which groups, and if you are interested to join us, or what are your ideas, because yeah, we believe it's really important to work with food citizens. So of course, like farmers are also important, but we could also see that it's really important to educate them, to explain why food communities are so important and valuable, and also we need to empower them to participate. So this is probably not just a question of a 2 years long project, it's long-term activity. So if any of you has some ideas or suggestions or anything, then we have time to discuss this.
Maybe we have a topic here in Czech Republic that we want to, about it, we feel that is growing, and it's food co-ops, because several food co-ops were founded during last 3 years, and new are coming. And now I feel that there is a small group of people in different stages, and maybe this is the moment, similar like several years ago we have been part of CSA. Maybe this is the moment we can talk more about how to connect these people, and how to network them, how to share knowledge, how to support sharing knowledge among people who wants to establish food co-op, because for example for us Poland it's a good example how food co-ops could work. There is Wojtek and Monika, and Wojtek is from Dobře, so we are looking forward to Wrocław, and we will also take one person from Hojnost, which is food co-op in Moravia. So as an opportunity to talk with you, Wojtek. And still, for us, it's a challenge how to establish a formal CSA network in terms of how to create internal processes, decision making, membership, yes or no, and how. So we really now we are interested in how these CSA networks work in, for example, in Belgium, GAZAP, in France, AMAP, yeah.
Any other ideas or needs?
I have a question maybe. I mean, I think you mentioned now this is already the third Erasmus Plus project. So you have some experience, but especially in the beginning, was it very hard for you to get organized and to know what you have to do to apply for the funds and then to get them? Or you think actually it's so easy, everyone should do it?
Yes, there are like two options at the moment. There is an easy one. So if you are interested, this is really for those who is new and who has no experience in project management. It's more about experience sharing, and it's really simple. So it works with lump sum, and it's really targeting experience sharing and getting to know each other or develop a project together. So now there is an option for those who would like to think about it. And of course, there is the other one which we are involved. It's for more experienced organizations. Well, for this, you need to have well-structured organization. So at least we have also like one person for the finances, and also you need a coordinator, and like writing these applications, it's time and planning. So sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes I feel that maybe, you know, we cannot be so flexible because we have a project and we promised some activities. But on the other hand, if you have the needs, so that is why I think it's important to talk about the needs, then it's useful. Because as Sharka explained, for us as an NGO, it can give working days, which is something which is really useful, not just for the project, but also building the cooperation with the other partner organizations or the international network. So that is why we have more and more Erasmus projects, because we get to know each other, and it's really nice to work together on some topics. So yes, it can be a way. And probably on the Central European meeting, we can have time to think about some cooperations or some new projects together, because we will finish Food&More in February. So yeah, it's coming to the end soon. Yes.
But basically, I mean, you apply together from different countries, otherwise you wouldn't, I think, probably even be eligible for EU funds. But yeah, still, most of the work you do for your countries, and that the projects within each country are a bit different from what I've heard.
Yeah, so it's really for EU countries, and you can design it like that you work with several target groups based on the needs. So it's a good opportunity to adapt it to your needs. And yeah, thanks to the international network, we can also share the experiences with other organizations. We have the training working group, which is not so well structured group at the moment, but at least we know about each other. We work together with Sam and Natalie, and we can share experiences with networks from other continents even, and hopefully soon the online hub will be realized again. So we will have a really new online hub where we can share the materials and everything also from the international network. So I think it's also a really nice opportunity to use the other educational materials. Yes, the question is the translation, but hopefully we can work on that.
If
Monica?
I can, yeah, if I can share just, and maybe to add something what you have said, you Zsófi and you Sharka. So what this Erasmus Plus project, or just what this cooperation between us give me or give us in Poland, I would say that it's not only about preparing and supporting local food communities or CSA group or specific target group we are establishing at the beginning of a project, but I think that that it's also very important, and for me it's the most important thing that we support each other's. So we as an organization in each country, you can see that it's quite easy to say, oh, in Prague they are so far in development because they have so many food cooperatives, they have so many places when you can I don't know, process food and so on. But at the end, when you close from the when you see from the very short distance, what are the circumstances, the national circumstances, what are you diving in, you see that we are all different, but at the same we are struggling at the same level, but a little bit with different shades. So this is the same benefits, I would say, to support each other as an organization, as a people also working in organization, then support our beneficiaries, yes, beneficiaries, because many of us, we are well, working in an NGO, specifically in an NGO involved in food sovereignty or building local community. It's not a work like 8 to 4. Yes, it's a little bit more than that. Specifically that the condition of several specific programs, they are not so good for all of us, that without this extra motivation we have, thanks to cooperation, we can go on, we can proceed. And the same for meeting, and the same for this meeting in mid-November, or the training we have in the middle of the year. This kind of opportunity to meet with others, it's a crucial. It's like it's like a fuel for the next month, for the next season to go forward. Yes. Yes, so that's why I think that such a cooperation and such a platform to exchange where we are at national level, it's very, very important to go forward. Thank you.
I don't know if anybody else would like to share something. If you are here or not, we cannot really see. But if not, maybe it was a long day. We started at the morning with the European meeting. So I also fear that this was full with online meetings and we are getting tired. So anyway, thank you for joining, and this workshop will be available online. So if you listen to this later, you can contact us, and we can talk about trainings or working with food citizens, and also not just on the European level, but maybe with some other networks from other continents. So thanks for joining. Thanks for the interpreters. And I think if we don't have more questions or comments, I can just stop the recording and we can say goodbye. And yes, here, good evening, but I know that you are from many countries, so maybe you already starting the day or just finishing. So it was nice to discuss this issue, and thanks for coming. Thank you.